Hello dear viewers, my name is Faridin Nouri and I'm a migration consultant in Germany. Today I would like to explain for you about the new law of Germany which provides the opportunity of getting a residence permit for the holders of a Duldung in Germany. Most of you might have heard about this new law named Chancen-Aufenthaltsrecht, which in English means opportunity of right of residence. This law came into force on 31st of December 2022, and since 1st of January 2023 it is applicable on the holders of a Duldung in Germany. This law is stipulated in section 104c of the Residence Act of Germany, and it is named Chancen-Aufenthaltsrecht or opportunity of right of residence because after its enforcement, those who have lived in Germany with a Duldung, a Gestattung, or a residence permit for 5 years before 31st of October 2022 in Germany and currently have a Duldung, during this time they have not committed any criminal offense, have not provided false information about their identity or nationality in the past to the German authorities in order to prevent their deportation from Germany, and they are committed to the Constitution of Germany, they can get a residence permit which is valid for 18 months. Here, the criminal offense means that if the person has been sentenced to 50 or more days of imprisonment. This also applies to offenses of at least 90 daily rates under the Asylum and Residence Act of Germany. The purpose of providing this residence permit to the holders of a Duldung is to provide the opportunity to them to meet the requirements for a permanent right to stay in Germany, in particular through completing the requirements for a residence permit based on Section 25A or 25B of the Residence Act of Germany. Therefore, if you have lived in Germany for 5 years before 31st of October 2022 with a Duldung, a Gestattung, or a residence permit without interruptions in Germany, and you currently have a Duldung, you haven't committed any criminal offense, you haven't provided false information to the German authorities concerning your identity or nationality based on which you have prevented your deportation, and you are committed to the Constitution of Germany, you can apply for a residence permit based on this new law in your respective foreigner's office or Ausländerbehörde and get it. If during these 5 years you have had a Duldung and your identity has not been cleared to the German authorities, this period also counts as part of these 5 years. It is worth mentioning that after the end of the 18 months of validity of this residence permit is not extendable. And as I mentioned for you before, while having this type of a residence permit for 18 months, you should try to complete the requirements for a residence permit based on Section 25A or 25B of the Residence Act of Germany so that you can later get a permanent right of residence in this country through one of these two types of residence permits. In fact, your respective foreigner's office should inform you about the fact that during these 18 months of having a residence permit, which requirements you have to try to fulfill so that you can get a residence permit based on Section 25A or 25B of the Residence Act of Germany. This office should also inform you about the fact that how long before the expiration of this residence permit you should apply for a residence permit based on Section 25A or 25B of the Residence Act of Germany. In fact, in order to fulfill the requirements for a residence permit based on Section 25A or 25B of the Residence Act of Germany and get one of these two types of residence permits, you must clarify your identity and submit your national passport or a substitute ID card to your respective foreigner's office. You should learn German language up to level A2, and you should be able to ensure your living expenses by yourself. If you do not complete the requirements for one of these two types of residence permits, you will unfortunately be given a Duldung again. It is worth mentioning that this new law has also simplified the requirements for a residence permit based on Section 25A and Section 25B of the Residence Act of Germany. And I'm going to explain for you in my upcoming videos the requirements for both of these types of residence permits. If you're not able to clarify your identity and submit your national passport or a substitute ID card to the foreigner's office during these 18 months, you must prove that you have made an effort and taken the necessary and reasonable steps to have your identity clarified. Possible evidence can be, for instance, an appointment confirmation from the embassy, a letter from the embassy, or a letter to a relevant contact person in your home country. You can also try to prove your efforts with photos of your visits to the embassy. For more information about the fact that how you can prove your efforts and the reasonable steps you have taken to the foreigner's office, you can refer to your lawyer or to an asylum counseling office in your city or region, such as to Flüchtlingsrat, Caritas, or to Pro Azul, and so on, so that they can inform you about that or they can help you with that. It's worth mentioning that if you meet the requirements for a residence permit based on Section 104C of the Residence Act of Germany, your spouse and your minor children can also get this type of a residence permit. Your spouse or children do not have to have lived in Germany for 5 years. However, your spouse and your minor children must live together with you. They must not have committed any criminal offense. They must not have repeatedly and intentionally provided false information about their identity and nationality to avoid deportation in the past, and they must be committed to the Constitution of Germany. It is worth mentioning that your adult children can also obtain the right of residence according to this new law. However, this is only possible if they live together with you, they are not married, and were underage when they entered Germany. If you meet the requirements for this type of a residence permit, you can ask your respective foreigner's office about the fact that whether this office has a special application form for this type of a residence permit or not, and which documents you need to submit to them while applying for this type of a residence permit. For example, one of these documents which you must submit to this office is a certificate of good conduct, which in German it is called Führungszeugnis. This is a document with which you prove that you have not committed any criminal offense in Germany. You can apply for a certificate of good conduct at the responsible registration office, often also called Bürgeramt or Bürgerbüro in your place of residence. Anyone who has reached the age of 14 can apply for a Führungszeugnis or for a certificate of good conduct. The certificate of good conduct usually costs 13 euros. After fulfilling the requirements for this type of a residence permit and applying for it, your respective foreigner's office gives you a residence permit based on Section 104C of the Residence Act of Germany, which will be valid for 18 months. It is worth mentioning that in some states of Germany, when you fulfill the requirements for this type of a residence permit, your respective foreigner's office informs you about it and asks you to apply for it. If you need help in applying for this type of a residence permit, you can refer to your lawyer or to an asylum procedure counseling office in your city or in your region. It is worth mentioning that with this type of a residence permit, you have the permission to work as an employee or as self-employed. If you had faced work prohibition or Beschäftigungsverbot while having a Duldung and were therefore not allowed to work, the prohibition will no longer apply once you have been granted a residence permit based on this new law. However, to be safe, you should also inquire about it in your respective foreigner's office when you are handed the residence permit. You can find more information about your work permission on your electronic residence permit or in a supplementary sheet given to you along with your residence permit. With this type of a residence permit, you can also apply for and get the permission to do a German integration course, which in German it is called Integrationskurs, and a professional German language course, which in German it is called Berufssprachkurs, and can attend one of these courses. It is worth mentioning that while having this type of a residence permit in Germany, you will not be deported from this country. Thanks a lot for watching my video. If you would like to get similar important information about the immigration laws in Germany, your rights and duties in German society, the living conditions in Germany, and other such important topics, please subscribe and follow our channel. If you have any questions or remarks about today's topic, you can write it under this video and I will be more than happy to answer it for you.